Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And I've been looking forward to watching this movie for a very long time, ever since it was announced. Finally got a chance to watch it because it is streaming, of course, and I'm talking about, as you can see from the title, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And let me tell you, absolutely loved it. This is a fun, rip-rolling, and emotional at times, but it's a lot of fun to watch this movie. And also, first kind of superhero thing with an Asian, with a mainly Asian cast, of course, main Asian hero, superhero in this film as well. And I like the mix of the ancient tradition Chinese stuff along with the superhero things and all that stuff. It was amazing. Uh, Fight scenes choreographed, amazing. Special effects, amazing. Acting, amazing. It was a lot of fun. I watched it this afternoon and quite enjoyed it. I can see myself, very quickly rewatching this movie. That's how much I enjoyed it. Wait for my rating at the end. So, because it just came out in 2020, it's in a superhero film based on Marvel comics. I have never heard of Shang-Chi before, uh, but I'm not a big comic guy in the first place. I haven't read that many comics in my life. When I was very young, yes, I went through a stage where I did read a lot of Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, some Avengers stuff. You know, the usual. I was familiar with Green Lantern, with Green Arrow, with I don't know, Captain America, so on and so forth. Several of those Marvel and DC stuff. Of course, this is the 25th film in the Marvel Universe, or MCU rather, and of course it stars Simu Liu as Shang-Chi. Simu Liu is a Canadian actor who does fantastic. I think he's got I hope we can see him in more roles, um, in big budget movies and stuff like that. He was, of course, he made his name basically in the Canadian series. Um, Kim's Convenience. Although I've never seen that, I heard it's pretty good. I do want to watch that. Eventually, I think it's on Netflix, so eventually I will get around to it. Maybe in January or something like that. Aquafina. I have seen her in one stuff before, and I did not like her in that movie. She is much better in this. I tend not to like rappers and things like that. I think that's toned down a little bit over here, although some of her dialogue is kind of like that cultural stuff. But she was much better in this movie, is what I can say. I did actually like her quite a bit. Sorry, there was an alert that came in. Menga Zhang, Fala Chen, who's a Chinese American actor, beautiful actress by the way, plays Shang-Chi's mom. Florian Montino, Benedict Wong, of course, returning from his role, as you can see in the Avengers as well as Doctor Strange movies, and I think they're going to be connected. Ben Kingsley, who is hilarious in this film, he is. If people did not like his role as Slattery / Mandarin in Iron Man 3, you're going to love him in this. He was the heart and soul of the movie. He was funny. He was extremely funny. I loved him in this movie. Anthony Leung, who plays the dad character. Michelle Yeoh as well. And let me tell you this: if those Star Trek fans who love her in, I am a Star Trek fan. I'm a big Trekkie, by the way, but I have my problems with Star Trek Discovery, and there's a huge difference in her acting in the Mirror Universe, JoJo versus here. She's amazing in this movie. She's very graceful. It's not the kind of role that's suited for her in as the Mirror Universe JoJo. No way, miles apart, to be honest. Yeah, made over 431 million in the box office, and it is now streaming. I get it on Disney Plus. Well, it's actually Hotstar and Disney Plus. It is the eighth highest grossing film of 2021, but within the pandemic, you can't really gauge things properly. But it is an amazing movie, so definitely do go and watch it. Um, I really loved all these special effects. I'm not going to go down through the storyline, but the special effects of the ring, the fighting scenes, Like I mentioned, Fala, what's her name once again? Fala Chen. Beautiful choreography, the fight scenes between her and Tony Leung. Um, like I said, she is beautiful, and just watching those scenes in the forest took my breath away. Even Tony Leung is amazing in this movie as well. And suddenly, I want to watch a lot more Asian films. When I say Asian films, more like the martial arts kind of thing and those kind of stuff with a little bit of mythology and things mixed into it. Because it's amazing. It's beautiful to watch, to be honest. So I might dip into that, my toes into that for a little while. I haven't really watched too many movies of that genre in a very very long time. In terms of acting, of course, Benedict Wong is also like really funny and is repeating his role as Wong. That the fight scene a little bit towards the end as well. That was pretty good. And like I mentioned, Trevor Slattery, sorry, was pretty funny. That creature that he's got, Morris, who is a mythical hunter. I mean, probably it is definitely scripted and written that way, but it almost sounded like something that came out of thin air, maybe like improvised a little bit. I don't know. I could be completely wrong, but it did feel kind of funny. The moment where Trevor actually pretends to be either dead or unconscious, and Morris comes towards him and he's saying, "It's okay, I'm actually right. Just pretend and die, like pretend that you are out cold," and then he goes back to being it. And Morris also does the thing. Funny. The fight scenes in the bus with Simu Liu and the I think he's a Belgian actor, Romanian actor, I guess, German Romanian actor Florian Muntino. Yeah, and some other ones as well, but that was amazing. I mean, it was like poetry in motion mixed with actions fight scenes. Here's what I can say. Excuse me, just checking my phone in between. I'm expecting a delivery. Dinner is on the way for family and I. Michelle Yeoh's characters, of course, like I said, and the settings, the special effects, the family thing, the fact of the Asian American, or I know he's Canadian, but you can say Asian North American kind of feeling of you know being in two different worlds and not really knowing where they fit. That's really the kind of like a theme for both of them. For Simu Liu's character, Shang-Chi, who's called Sean, and that was a really funny scene as well. Like I mentioned, Aquafina. I may not have liked her in the other movie that I seen her in, but she was actually funny here. Um, while they're in the airplane, and the air hostess, she was. That entire scene was actually hilarious. I want to find out who's that air hostess actress as well. His performance is pretty amazing. Everybody is pretty amazing in this movie. But I think standout is basically him and Tony Leung, who finally Zhu Wenwu, I think that's the name of it. He is the leader who's been in 1,000 years. Over 1,000 years, he's been, living because of the power that's bestowed on him on the 10 rings, and now finally, kind of like gets his redemption arc. Actually, it was sad to know that this is the entire thing. Why he does the villainous thing is because he feels that his wife is still alive, and he wants to get her. And the evil dragon thingies were actually, luring him and calling him out, and that's what he thinks. So that it's a little bit sad, but yeah, he does redeem himself by, helping his son out in the end and sacrificing himself. What else can I say about this movie? Only negative thing I can think about is the fact that there is rap music in this movie, and I can't stand the dance music at all. I can't stand rap music at all. Going by, I might change my rating at a later stage, but going by my current rating, it has got to be somewhere between an 8.5 to a 9. I can't really fault this movie too much. It's like about the right length. It's got mix of comedy, mix of action. There is no love interest, to be honest, in this movie. Oh yeah, probably the most negative thing is I didn't really like the sister character. not the character per se, but the acting of the actress I felt was a little bit choppy. Um, it's kind of like the only negative thing that I can actually think about in this movie. But overall, yeah, it's actually. I don't know. I'm a little lost. I'm going to give it an 8.5 right now because I want to give it a little bit more. Maybe it's 8.5, tethering in between 8.5 and 9. To be honest, a high 8.5. It is a fun movie. It is emotional. It's got all the elements that I like to see in a Marvel movie, and it's not doesn't have too many characters that it's going to get lost in. So, I suppose his sister is going to be. Here and there in several of the movies, as well as Aquafina. She might end up being the love interest for more Shang-Chi movies, but overall, I love this movie. Um, yeah, and I hope Ben Kingsley is in more Marvel movies as such because I really loved his performance in this. It was really funny. So yeah, 8.5, close to a 9, maybe an 8.75. New rating coming in because I normally put it as zero point 0.5 or the whole number. So I want to say 8.5, close to a 9, maybe 8.75. Absolutely enjoyed it thoroughly and thoroughly. So yeah, please go and watch it, stream it, enjoy it. I will definitely buy the DVD. I don't know when I'm going to start buying DVDs again, but I don't really have the money for it right now. Don't want to spend money from my salary on any of this stuff, but definitely this is something I'm going to buy. So take care, guys. Have a good night.